Monica used the word educational, and I'm afraid tonight is entertaining more than educational. My name's Thomas David Kehoe, and I stutter. The usual joke is that Jim asked me to speak for 45 minutes to an hour, and I have 10 minutes of material, so but not a problem because I stutter. So imagine that Monica and I are out on a date. Hard to imagine Monica would ever go out on a date with me, but just we want to get to know each other. So what questions do you ask on a first date? Because you want to get to know this person without wasting a lot of time. So I'm going to ask Monica, do you like the taste of beer?
Yes.
Great, because
Not kept that a secret.
No.
among women,
We have yes.
if I want to know, will Monica have sex with me on the first date? There's only one question that correlates with that, and that is, does the woman like the taste of beer? So here's the answers. If
Revise your answer now?
if a woman says that she likes the taste of beer, she has a 70% chance of sleeping with someone on the first date. If she says no, she only has a 40% chance.
Depends on how many I have.
Yes, that's another study. Men, that question obviously also works, but there are 3 other questions that work if you want to know if a man will do it with you on the first date.
I think we've got time to delve into those 3 questions.
They're right here. So 2 of the questions are about nuclear war, and one is about, can you imagine yourself killing somebody? So anyway, let's move on. Now, suppose Monica wanted to know, is there long-term potential in this relationship? Is she? So what questions would you ask? So you might ask about, do you believe in God, or do you smoke or something? Don't even bother. Do my date and I have long-term potential? Best questions to all. Monica, what do you think about, would you sell your house and quit your job and buy a boat and just bum around the world? How does that sound to you?
That'd be awesome.
It's awesome. I think that's the worst idea I've ever heard of. I would never do it. Do you like horror movies?
No.
No, I don't either. Okay. Have you ever traveled around another country alone?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I have too. Okay, so Monica and I agree on 2 out of 3. So maybe, but maybe you better look for someone that agrees on 3 out of 3. Okay, moving right along. Evolutionary psychologists studied the question of, is it better to have normal, attractive, good looks, or in other words, the girl next door good looks, or is it better to have an unusual look? Is it better to look striking? And evolutionary psychologists found that it's better to have normal, good looks. Christian Rudder, though, he found the opposite answer, or not the opposite answer, he went further, and he discovered that it gets more interesting when you look at this more closely. For example, this woman has girl next door good looks, right? And this woman has kind of an unusual looks, more striking. So on OkCupid, the people who get the most mail, are not the ones who have the girl next door looks. They're the people who get the most mail are the women who are rated by men as either a 5 out of 5 or a 1 out of 5. So in other words, some men think you're really attractive and other men think you're really unattractive. Those are the women who get the most messages.
This is on a scale of 1 to 5?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So he looked into this, and so in other words, here's one woman everyone agrees is a 7, or there's another woman that 7 men rate as a 10, but 3 men rate as a 0. So statistically, they're both equal, but it's the one that gets a lot of high ratings, a lot of low ratings will get the most male. So, and the reason is, if you look at game theory, anyway, that an average good looks person, I kind of figure she probably gets a lot of mail. I'm probably better off emailing a woman who I think is very attractive, but other men would not be attracted to. It's probably more likely that she'll respond to me. When men rate women's pictures, men rate women's attractiveness on a normal distribution. So there's a few unattractive women, a few highly attractive women, and men rate most women in the middle, right? Okay. And no surprise when you add in the bold blue line is which women get the most messages. Probably a 4 out of 5 gets the most messages. 5 out of 5, the most attractive women get a fewer messages, but generally the more attractive a woman is, the more messages she gets. No surprise what men think. Women, though, what do you think? Do you think how women behave will match this, or do you think women don't match this? There's 3 possibilities here. One is that women rate men's attractiveness on a normal distribution. Possibility 2 is that most women think most men are unattractive. In other words, skew low. Or the third possibility is a skew high, that most women think most men are attractive. Now, obviously, in this room, Monica is going to rate the average man here is very attractive, but we're not outside of SEO. I mean, men who do SEO are just better looking, but and the women too,
There's something to be said about a good sense of humor.
But okay, so does anyone want to take a guess? Shall we ask Monica? What do you think women skew low, high, or
There
normal?
are 2 women in the room, not just Monica.
Okay, I don't know your name. I'm sorry.
Jana.
Oh, Jenna. Yeah, we met. So Jenna, what do you think? To skew high,
I think it would skew high.
skew high?
Skew high is most of them are ugly? Or
No.
Most of them are attractive.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with the same. I'm going to say
Wow.
similar.
Skew high.
You guys are so happy to hear this.
Well,
They're crazy.
No, you're all ugly.
yeah. Women rate the most men as a 1 on a scale of 0 to 5.
Because you're just worse at taking selfies.
That explains
That actually is possible.
Way too
That
handsome.
I mean, it's certainly very plausible that women put more effort into their appearance, and men don't do that.
Now, is this just by picture alone? Because
Yes.
I can't imagine
Yes.
a girl judging anyone on pictures alone.
Oh,
That's-
come.
Oh well, yeah. This is
All my friends that are on
Pictures
these sites,
alone.
they read through every single piece of literature possible before making any
Well,
type
that's
of
sort of what
decision.
I was thinking, I guess, because
But they don't start
I
doing
don't-
that reading
I
unless
would
they're
assume-
attractive.
I would assume that women don't put as much into the picture as men do. You know what I mean? Women put more of their decision making on other information about men.
yeah, and that's what the blue line shows, is that even though women think we're all unattractive. Women are more willing to write to unattractive men than men are willing to write to unattractive women.
Look at this curve.
That's true.
Okay, this one, when you upload a picture to a website, it often uploads the metadata too. So the Christian brother looked at the metadata that came with the pictures, with 552,000 pictures, and then asked, who would you rather go on a date with? So the first thing he discovered is do not.
Back up, wait, what, Thomas, what was this about? The cameras?
Canvas.
Yes.
We're all photographers
Yes.
of one flavor or another.
So this is saying a Motorola cell phone camera will make you look really ugly. A
Oh my.
Well, but the sort of fundamental problem with all of this is he's taking correlational data and implying causality. It might be that there's just simply correlation between people that would use a Motorola phone
Yes.
and aren't as attractive. So
Ah.
you can't say the phone
Or-
makes people
Ugly people have
attractive.
Don't
Motorola.
have
It's possible.
much
It's
money.
possible,
That's
but
what matters.
still, if you want to look, if you want to.
I'm sorry!
According to what to his research, if you
That's
want
why I'm 41
to look nice, yeah,
Spanks it.
use a digital SLR. Yeah, okay. What else besides digital SLRs? Cell phones. Okay, now if you draw a horizontal line on this graph, you'll see that at age 40, a point-and-shoot camera adds 3 years to your age looks, and a cell phone camera adds 7 years to your looks. And that, so this is kind of shows you.
If that's a guy, he's not getting it.
Exactly, it's a Motorola.
Okay. Wait. Let me ask Monica. What brand of cell phone are you using? Do you have a
Newest model every year.
iPhone brand new?
What do you got?
Great. I could get her to go out on a date. That would be great because the number of sexual partners by smartphone brand, women who own iPhones have twice as many partners as women who own Androids.
When is this data taken from? Because the one in the middle doesn't really exist anymore. So.
BlackBerry. Yeah. Well, there's a date on
They
this.
don't have sex anymore.
It's a few years old.
There's a lot of government employees. And you just get contracts. so-
Exactly.
And then it goes on. Using a flash adds 7 years. Recommends that you use a shallow depth of field, things like that. Okay. Are you more attractive if you make eye contact with the camera, whether you smile or don't smile, or do that flirty face? Okay. Okay. So what is, and it's different for men and women. Does anyone want to guess about eye contact or no eye contact?
I'm going to say yes, eye contact.
And women or men or both?
That men prefer pictures with eye contact.
And smiling or what do women prefer?
I would also say eye contact, but I don't know.
Okay, so here's women, what men think about women. It's better to have eye contact, which is the left side, and it's better to smile or do the flirty face. Okay? Men, on the other hand, women find men to be more attractive if there's no eye contact and if we're not smiling. And smiling's okay, but if you're smiling but not making eye contact, it's okay. Definitely the flirty face, men doing the flirty face is a big no-no. So here's an ideal picture: a man who's not smiling, not making eye contact.
He's actually doing something productive is what they're thinking.
Actually, because it's communicating that I'm never going to really pay attention to you.
Okay, now to answer Monica's question, doing a selfie attractive? And the answer is yes, it's very attractive. Yeah, it's by far the most attractive. Also attractive is in bed or outdoors. Not attractive, doing something interesting like playing a guitar, drinking alcohol is a no-no in the picture, and posing with your cat is... Okay. Does anyone want to guess what women thinks attractive in men?
I would guess they really like you posing with a cat.
It's true. Actually, it says posing with an animal. It doesn't say cat or dog, but you're
I was
right.
going to say travel photo or doing something interesting.
Outdoor
Yeah.
travel photo
Yeah.
would be pretty high.
Men, most important, best posing with an animal. Yeah.
Showing off muscles.
Showing off your shirtless picture, showing off the muscles, doing something interesting such as playing a guitar.
Flexing their muscles.
Outdoors, not so good. Drinking, again, is bad. Travel photos are bad. I don't know why. Why do women not like men with travel photos?
I don't know. It's not. I would have rated that. It's not biologically sound. You want somebody that's going to stay in one place.
Oh.
There you go.
You got it, Jana.
Like guys showing their muscles, then it must be the direct corollary that men like women showing their breasts. Right? It's that whole biological.
Yeah.
Don't get so excited. Just relax.
Okay. However, okay, this one is age versus pictures, shirtless pictures. For 19-year-old men, taking your shirt off gives you a big boost in attractiveness, more than doubles your attractiveness. However, by the time you're in your 30s, taking off your shirt gives you only a little increase in attractiveness. And Christian Rudder kindly did not extend this graph out to the 50s.
Is this correlated with women their own age or like?
It's I think all women. So anyway.
The muscles are fun.
It's actually opposite.
Yeah, but
When
they're
they're
less
60 and the 19-year-old's with shirt off, then that's like a high match.
Okay, the cleavage shot.
See?
Okay, cleavage gives 18-year-old women a 24% boost in attractiveness. As women age, showing cleavage increases a lot. It gives you a boost to 79%. So the older you are, the more cleavage you should show. That gives you a bigger and bigger boost.
Diminishing return there, but maybe.
I find that vaguely troubling, actually.
Well, yeah, you do see these lines are declining. But we're not talking about the overall attractive of your cleavage. We're talking about the boost.
That's
So.
only to age 32, though. It might go the other direction.
Okay, let's do a quick one about women difficulty achieving orgasm by age and whether you exercise. So this shows that women most easily achieve orgasm if they're in their 30s or 40s, and that if they exercise, it's a whole lot better. So, okay, we're going to move on. Refs, let's move on. If you want casual sex, what country should be your next vacation destination? So let me give you some options. Muslim countries in the Middle East, wealthy German-speaking countries in Central Europe, poor countries in Africa, Asian countries, or stay in the United States. Germany? Anybody else?
Italy.
Italy. Have you been there?
I watched movies.
Yeah, you two are both both right.
Damn, I'm booking a trip to Abu Dhabi.
That's a good one too.
If you have the money.
Yes, this is the point. I did not say. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Don't look for cheap casual sex. Per capita GDP versus portion of people looking for casual sex. Algeria, don't go to Algeria. Do not go to Ghana. Average per capita income in Ghana is $762 a year, and very 3% of the people in Ghana are looking for casual sex. Other bad choices: Nigeria, Vietnam. What's the best place to look for casual sex? Switzerland, Japan, Italy. It's this one, Austria. So you got the German-speaking countries. So where you said Abu Dhabi? I'm not sure where we can look for that. But where would you place Saudi Arabia and Kuwait? Is that a good place to go for casual sex or a bad place?
I think bad.
I think I'd be worried about the post-sex consequence. Getting your head cut off.
They're not. I'm disappointed he didn't break this out between men and women. But let's see: Middle East, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Qatar has an average median per capita income of $74,000, and they like casual sex.
Qatar is like a giant resort country.
Oh, really?
Literally, that's what
Yeah.
it is. It's a huge resort.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where my nephew was stationed in the Air Force, and it was like Club Med every day. It was,
Oh, okay.
It was like Party Central, literally.
The Vegas of the
Yeah. It's,
Okay,
it's on the
well-
ocean. It's it's in the Indian Ocean. It's on the beach. It's like just one giant beach. It's a huge Party Central.
Okay, but here's the Emirates. You asked about the Emirates. The Emirates are pretty darn high. 12% are looking for casual sex. Oman 12.4, Kuwait 13.5, Saudi Arabia 14.6. Again, I'd like to know if there's a difference between Saudi men and Saudi women. You know.
So this
But
suggests to me that if you want to create a country where everyone's extraordinarily faithful, is just have it be a desperately poor country. Right?
Pretty much.
Ethiopia $364 a year. What Kristen Rudder points out, we were amazed at this result. Money seems to be a more powerful influence than culture or religion. And where is the United States and Canada? Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Okay, so let's go to the charts about gay sex versus straight sex. You're all interested in that. Okay, so who has the most sexual partners? Monica, don't put your hand up. No. Okay, so the choices are gay men, gay women, or straight women, or SEO experts.
My pool of friends are on vacation, I'd go gay men.
That's what I always thought. I mean, that's the stereotype. However, let's go down and find median reported sex partners: straight men 6, gay men 6, straight women 6, gay women 6.
Everybody
everybody's equal. Yeah. He does say that. There's a tiny fraction of. It turns out that a tiny fraction of gays have single-handedly strike out two-handedly. I don't get that joke. Created the public image of gays' sexual recklessness. In fact, we found that just 2% of gay people have had 23% of the total reported gay sex. Which I think of this. The two gay men that are my closest friends. One of them has had sex with thousands of men, and the other one, if any of you know a gay PhD mathematician who lives in southern Indiana at the University of Indiana, or Indiana University there, please just call, please give me a phone number, I'll pass it on to. Do straight people have gay sex? Turns out a quarter of straight people reported they've had gay sex. But this gets interesting when you break it down between men and women. Only 13% of straight men have had gay sex, and only half of them enjoyed it. And only 5% would like to try gay sex. Women, on the other hand, 33% of straight women have tried lesbian sex. More than a quarter of them enjoyed it. Overwhelming majority of the ones who tried it enjoyed it. Plus another 18% want to try it. So that's more than half of straight women. Anyway, so I didn't realize what women are doing when we're not around. So,
Go to the bathroom in pairs.
Okay, last question. Monica, which is bigger, the Earth or the Sun?
The sun.
Anybody want to vote for the Earth here? SEO experts are a little smarter than the 5% of men say that the Earth is bigger than the Sun. 10% of women say the Earth is bigger than the Sun. So, or 10% of women are stupid. And the big lies people tell in online dating. Okay, first of all, I'm 6 feet tall. It's true, but anyway, I'm 5'11" and like 3/4. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so everyone is 2 inches. Going online makes you 2 inches taller. Yeah, people are 20% poorer than they say. Me this year, I'm really poor. Okay.
It's only been 1 month, man. Come on.
I'm starting a new company, and I'm funding it out of my mortgage. Okay, how many messages a man gets by age and income? Well, there isn't anybody here under 18, 19. So let's look at our age, which is in here. You have got to make at least $100,000 a year if you want women to respond. Or
if there were that many people making $100,000 a year, it would
good point.
Yeah.
So the income brackets on online dating websites don't match reality. The median income in the United States for individuals is between $25,000 and $30,000. OkCupid has 13 income brackets, with the median income bracket being $70,000 to $80,000. So the bracket in the middle. So
It's hard to meet people.
Only rich people did it online.
So the median American would go into the second of OkCupid's 13 income brackets. To get into the upper half of OkCupid's brackets, you must be in the top 12% of earners. In other words, if a woman just clicks that she wants to meet men in the middle bracket or higher. You know, seems reasonable. You want to meet, if you think that you're clicking that you want to meet a man with an average income or higher, you're actually eliminating 88% of the men who are telling the truth. Okay. And then there's another, okay, one more lie, and this is the last one I'm going to look
Wait,
at.
what
Okay.
percentage?
You know, most of these stats are interestingly, through the whole thing, have confirmed, I mean, evolutionary-wise, like what men and women seek in their partner. As far as women are looking for a strong male that is generally larger, has more income. Like these are the things that they need for perfection, you know, and to create, to procreate effectively and to move forward. So, and vice versa, you know, it's the guys are, what the things that the guys are looking for, well, guys, they're kind of like short track mind, but the things that the guys are looking for, I mean, most of these statistics have been very close to following our evolutionary traits.
And I would
Guys are
add,
looking for beer drinkers, is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, they're hoping for beer drinkers.
I would add that in
Guys aren't looking for one partner is actually a very strong
think that the
evolutionary
earth
trait.
is bigger than the sun.
okay, I would add that compared to my experiences 20 years ago buying personal ads in the newspapers and just dating in the 80s and the 90s before the internet, online dating is increasing the stereotypes of gender roles, increasing stereotype gender role behavior.
See that?
Agreed.
Okay, so one last lie. Bisexuality. So if 80% of the people who say they're bisexual are actually lying. They're only interested, 80% of self-identified bisexuals are only interested in one gender. He said, anyway, he wrote or whatever, right? He said he hated it, absolutely hated it. He forbid gay men to use the phrase straight looking and acting. So I said, I need to write a personal ad that says, I'm straight but gay looking and acting. And I put in, so I wrote a personal ad that said, you know, I take dance and theater classes at Naropa, my garden. I love gardening, and I just planted pansies. And I went through and I listed everything I do that's like a little gay, you know. And it was like this long list, you know. So I ran this personal, I changed my profile, I think it was Match.com or one of those places. No women responded. Anyway, okay, so, but there's a very interesting thing here if you look at it by age, okay? So, this shows bisexual men. The purple at the top is the 20% of bisexual men who actually are bisexual, who send messages to men and women, and that doesn't really change over time. But among 18-year-olds, 18-year-old men who say they're bisexual, they are overwhelmingly messaging men. So if you're 18-year-old, if an 18-year-old says he's bisexual, he's probably gay. Now, if a 54-year-old man says he's bisexual, he's very likely to be straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my profile. Let's first talk about who ought to be using online dating and who ought to be meeting people in other ways. Other than gender, the number one criterion people use in online dating websites is age. Almost all men are searching for younger women, and women are searching for men around their age. So if you're a woman looking for an older man, or you're a man looking for a woman your age or older, online dating will work well for you. But if you're a man looking for a younger woman, or a woman looking for a man your age or younger, you should meet people in other ways. One of the patterns in online dating websites is that men send far more messages than women. But this is a problem that is easy to solve. For women, reverse the gender roles, reverse these stereotyped gender roles, and women ought to send messages to men. In other words, women should ask men out on dates. The other thing women can do is outsource their email. In other words, hire somebody to read through your email inbox and just delete all the cut and paste messages from men who didn't even read your profile. Okay. For men, outsourcing again is the way to do this. So I hired a woman in Canada to, I set up the searches, and then she read each woman's profile and wrote a short note commenting on something in her profile to indicate that she'd read her profile. According to OkCupid research, the ideal message length is about 200 characters. So, I mean, it's...
Wait. So you're using a dating site to try to find someone to go out on a date with, so you've outsourced that first contact?
All you need to do, you should not write more than 200 characters.
Okay.
All you need to do is just, I told her, just find something in each woman's profile to just comment on, and then that's it, just a quick little thing. The woman and outsourcing person can do this just as well as I can, if not better. So I just hired someone to do that, and I got, I received responses from 5 to 10% of the women, and then after that I took over the email. And I just say, if you're going to hire an outsourcer, hire one who can spell, has grammar, and doesn't use text message abbreviations.
Wait, do we correlate how well you spell with how much sex you have?
Yeah, that's actually in. If you want, there's a blog. Yeah. Okay, Match.com a few years ago published some statistics. The average user spent around 20 hours on the website to get one date and incurred about $40 in charges. The cost per marriage was in the tens of thousands of dollars. So for most people, online dating is not an efficient way to meet partners in terms of both time and
So you're saying
money.
to get married, to successfully find a marriage partner costs tens of thousands of dollars?
You will be charged. You're paying $20 a month, whatever. You will be charged. The chances of finding a marriage partner, eHarmony is the only online dating website where the chances of finding a marriage partner are better than 1 in 100.
Wow, that's not a statistic they advertise.
The other websites go from 1 in hundreds to just 1 in infinite. So it's not an efficient way. So it's so inefficient that you hire an outsourcing person. OkCupid has a feature where you can submit several pictures, and other users will tell you which is the best picture. I highly recommend using that. I found that my pictures that were rated the best were the ones where I did not look like me. It's true. So of these ones, animals. My doggy's so cute. Here I am.
Shirtless.
Shirtless. Okay, shirtless, but I hired one of those airbrushing places to make me look better. Okay. My doggy. Now here was the picture that got the best rating. It's a picture that I'm wearing a Halloween costume, and it doesn't look like me. So my advice is, if you want the best pictures of, I don't know about you, but the ones where I don't look like you are probably the best pictures.
Maybe it got a response because it's funny. Humor goes a long way.
Yeah, and if you're doing a picture where you don't look like yourself, you're probably look fun. You probably look interesting. So try to include one picture where you don't look like yourself. In a Halloween costume. Okay. Last thing. OkCupid. I already talked about the questions. I have answered 447 questions. The average user answers 300 questions. I suggest answering at least 500 questions, because the more questions you answer, the more people you will match. You can either just let OkCupid throw questions at you. Would you be comfortable being poor for the rest of your life? I don't want to answer that one. Okay. But in addition to you can answer the ones that OkCupid gives you, because they're probably the most popular questions, I assume. But there's another way you should do that. You should, this is my thing, I'm looking for women within 25 miles of me who don't smoke, don't drink, college graduates, who like dogs, blah, blah, blah. So choose a partner that you'd like to go out on a date with. Who do I want to go out on a date with? This one, she says she's 34, which means she's probably about 38. Okay, so this one says we are a 77% match on the questions. Okay, so I recommend going through and choosing a person who you'd like to go out on a date with, and go and answer all of their questions, because this will do three things. It'll increase the match if you if you agree about things. It'll also show that you spent some time on her profile. But
Or that you outsourced it and someone else did.
answering the questions I don't outsource. Okay.
But you could. It could be another startup.
If you can figure out that, but it's important that you go through and you check your answers, especially the ones where a potential date disagrees with you, because often there's ambiguous questions. Would you rather be normal or weird? I'd rather be weird. This is Boulder. She's in Denver, I'm in Boulder. That kind of answers that one. So anyway, but you go through and you check.
And then you can change your answers to be a better match.
Here. She rarely drinks alcohol. I never drink alcohol. She did not choose never as an acceptable answer. Okay, so she will not date a man who never drinks alcohol, even though she rarely drinks alcohol.
And you know that because your answer's in red?
Yeah, and I've seen that. I saw there was a woman, the question was, do you like amusement parks? And her answer was no, my answer was no, and my answer was in red, which means that she doesn't like amusement parks, but she's trying to find a man who likes amusement parks. Okay, either that or she made a mistake. And because of this, OkCupid is trying to match her to men who like amusement parks. So it's important to go through your questions and look for mistakes you made, or ambiguous questions that you really could answer either way. Okay, so I am through with my talk.
Thank you.
Very